everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking to you about what happens during a autism referral and autism assessment. Let's get into the video. So for the first part, I decided I'd look on my local autism service to see what they say about what happens during a autism assessment. So step one is that they renew the information to show that an autism assessment is actually needed. Once the referral has been accepted, the name of the person is then placed on the waiting list for an assessment. The waiting list is often quite long, but they aim to see the patient as quickly as they can. While the person is waiting, then they will provide information about what happened during an autism assessment and to ask for the person's consent. When they are able to see the person, they contact them or their parent and carer by telephone or letter to schedule where to meet them. They try to meet the client or patient as close to home as possible. So in my local locality, my local autism service has clinic areas in Bury, St Edmunds, Stowmarket and Ipswich. The team will complete a full assessment along with the person and important people in their lives before deciding whether an autism diagnosis is in fact correct for the person at that certain time. Once the assessment has been finished, they will write a report about it to the person and to the person's GP. The report will explain our decision to explain whether a diagnosis of autism has or has not been given. So that's what happens from the medical standpoint. So what does the NICE guidelines from the government actually say about this? So let's get into it. The autism assessment may be offered because you or your family may think in your life that you show the signs of autism. These signs could include finding it difficult talking to and being with other people, having unusual or intense interests, finding some situations and experience difficult, sometimes finding noise, touch, taste, texture, lights and smells difficult to cope with, strongly preferring to be in your own usual routine. You develop in other areas than most others. So how do you arrange an autism assessment? If you are referred for an autism assessment, it should start within 3 months, and this should be done by a team of people who are specialists within autism. One person in this team should be your case coordinator. This means that they are in charge of your care and making sure you and your family know what happens, when and where, and to answer any questions you may have. Also, they are in charge of getting information to you and your family and collecting information about you to help the assessment period, e.g. from your school, your doctor or social worker. Also talking to you about your family information, background and how they're going to store your information. So, what happens during your assessment once you've been accepted? During the assessment period, the autism team will talk to you and your family about the different parts of your life to help them get to know you. They will talk about what you are good at and what you find difficult, any worries that you or your parents may have, how you get home at home, school, and other information they need to know about you. They will talk to people about how you get on with other people around you. They will also talk to you or to your parents and carers about any physical health issues or mental health problems you may have, including health checks or things that are harder for you. The autism team might need to come and visit you at home or school to arrange other assessments if they're so needed. So, what happens in the assessment? The assessment team and case coordinator should meet with you and your family as soon as possible after the assessment to explain whether they think you have autism or not and why. They will then give you a written or typed report saying what they found during the assessment and will send a copy to you and to your GP. They will also give a copy to an adult who you may live with or to professionals who get in your care, such as a teacher or social worker. They will also guide you to information and support services, which may give you more information about what autism is. You will be given a personalised plan which focuses on your strengths. You and your family should be given information about local support in your own locality. This will include support groups that you and your family could contact to help learn more about what autism is and how to help you. This would also include activities that can help with your day-to-day living, improving social skills and leisure activities, helping you to prepare for your future so you can do the things that you choose, and where to get advice about money and benefits if you so need it. So, I'm going to talk to you now about my own personal perspective of what I went through during a autism diagnosis assessment. So, as I've said, everybody's experience of the autism assessment will be different. So, this is just my perspective. No one else's, just mine. So, my own perspective is very, very different. The first step was talking to the professionals can be very, very difficult, especially when the professional who only met me for 5 minutes was sure there was nothing wrong with me at the time. She told me and my dad that there was nothing to do with autism or nothing wrong with me at the time. At the time, I was kind of glad and angry as I refused to go back to see her. It took me a while to agree to go back to the professionals to get help because I was so adamant there was nothing wrong with me. Again, I got to meet the mental health link workers at my doctor's once I agreed to go back, who was absolutely amazing with me, and his name was Alan. I saw him for a few weeks over a few sessions. He made me feel like an actual person and not like an inconvenience or a burden. He treated me like I was important and anything I say had value. And he helped me by listening to my voice and starting the referral process for me. He explained the story about his son and how he recognised the symptoms in me as the same as his son. But he told me that it also wasn't his job, that he could have risked his job, but he did it anyway to get me the best amount of help that I needed. For me, being referred within 3 months did not happen. I was referred in August for my first appointment. Then I wasn't seen until January. Again, different localities may be different. During the autism assessment, you'll be asked lots of questions about your childhood, family life, school, and your background. So make sure you have as much preparation and answers to give to people as you can, because for me, I didn't really have much of the way of information about myself. Luckily, my auntie, my mum, my dad had all the background information. They'd pretty much kept a log of everything I'd done during my childhood, during my schooling, that kind of stuff. So for me, I didn't have to really answer that. Again, they may discuss health issues with you during your childhood and schooling and adult life to see if there's any other assessments that are needed during this assessment. They will contact you after they have done their decision and their report to find out whether you are on the spectrum or if you are not. If you are not on the spectrum, they will refer you to other social support services to get the appropriate help and support that you may need. Whereas for me, it was very, very quick. Once I'd had my diagnosis and my support, it was very, very quick. I literally received the diagnosis, I was referred in August, I was diagnosed in January, so it took a few months for me, over a few weeks of getting to know the social worker, the psychologist, and they talked to me about my interests. They were very aware about my background, my struggles, my childhood milestones that I didn't hit. So for me, it was a very easy and quick assessment, but for a lot of people it is very, very different. Their assessment may not be as straightforward, as easy as what my mom was, but at the same time I knew it was the best thing for me. I was very angry, in denial at the time, and after the assessment was done I was still very much in denial about it. I was like, no, I don't have autism, no, this can't be me, like I don't hit my head, and like I don't scream, I don't shout, I'm not abusive. And I then was made aware I was very being stereotypical about it, because I didn't realise that a lot of people with autism are very different. I didn't realise there was a lot of different autism spectrum disorders, conditions, like you want to call it, out there. So for me, I was like, I can't be autistic. Like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And then people were like, well, actually, Gemma, you did. So again, each person's experiences of getting assessed and diagnosed is very different. I'm lucky that I was able to get as far as I did, and yeah, so this is what happens during a autism assessment and referral and diagnosis. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will link the websites that I use down below in the video description. So if you want to read more about who they are and where to get support from, each locality will be different. Obviously, make sure that you go to your GP or to your local mental health service if you feel that you are on the spectrum. I'm not a professional, I'm just someone who's been diagnosed. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!